Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nurhanis and today me and my partner Nomfari Izati are going to tell you guys everything you need to know about COVID-19. But before I start, can you guys please leave a like and comment down below? Okay, thank you. Let's start. If you guys haven't known, the COVID-19 actually stands for coronavirus disease. And the number 19 is actually the year that they discovered the virus, which was in 2019. And FYI, this disease, the coronavirus disease, is actually a zoonotic disease, meaning that it initially came from an animal and it jumped to a human host. And when this happened, it can range from mild to lethal. So, who are the ones who are most affected by this virus? So they are older people who has underlying medical diseases such as coronary respiratory disease, cardiovascular disease, diabetes and many other more, and also children. Why? Because they are most susceptible to this virus because they have a lower immune system, so the virus can easily, infect them. Let's move on to the mode of transmission. So, how can the virus move from one person to another? So here I attach the mode of transmission. As you can see, there are four. There are aerosols, droplets, direct and indirect. The aerosols are usually from when you sneeze. And the droplets are when you talk. So that is why there is a social distancing, so that we can avoid ourselves from getting the virus. We don't want to get the virus by talking to another person. We want to avoid that. Okay, as for the direct mode is when the infected person touches you. So it touches you and then you touch your face and then you eat with your hands like that, and then you get the virus. In the indirect mode, it's the same, but it's only that the infected person touches an object and then later you touch the object. Fun fact, the virus can actually live on hard surface for roughly 2 hours to 9 days, and that's a long time. That's why it is advisable for you to disinfect everything, especially the groceries that you brought home.
Virus is virulent that relies on various factors, such as it can replicate and spread within the host by altering the host defense and breaking down host cells and damaging tissue. There are many types of coronavirus that have been reported for years. There are types of coronary virus, coronary alpha and beta virus that infect mammals, and which on the other hand, gamma and delta coronavirus infect bird and fish, but some of them also can infect mammals too. We know that the symptoms of patients that might infected with this virus is fever, flu, tiredness, and dry cough. In other cases, in the worst condition, it can also cause difficulty breathing. There are numbers of environmental factors that influence the spread of communicable disease that are prone to cause the pandemics. First of all, the host behavior and number contacts. Since this virus COVID-19 can be transmitted very easy through the transmission of aerosols and can be transferred from a person to another person through direct or indirect. Hence, it will be causing the severe contagion that is difficult to control. Direct contact is the persons who get the infections spread from the infected person via direct physical contact, blood or body fluid like sneezing, coughing. Then this person also need to get COVID-19 screening test isolated themselves and strictly adhere to reduce the number of infected and the risk of contracting the acute respiratory infection. Higher rates of COVID-19 cases reported in different countries indicate that more deaths in older patients. Statistics report that the death rates in Italy and China appear to be very similar for the age group of 0 to 65 years, but the rate is higher in Italy among individuals 70 to 80 years of age or older. Not only older people compromise immunity and self-defense, making them more susceptible to infectious disease and acute respiratory syndrome, but also more likely to have health conditions contribute to low levels of immunity. Of course, when COVID-19 hit every country in this entire world, millions of people are facing economic problems, having lost or being at risk of losing their income and livelihoods. A reduction in economic activity reduces the circulation of money. It also hits individuals and families who may see their income is deteriorating. In Malaysia, we can see small business which thrive on daily incomes have been badly shaken, especially owners of the roadside stalls. With the Movement Control Order (MCO), their merged incomes have been completely locked out. In addition, big business have not been spared either. Not only that tourism and travel have been rattled too. Some have already filed for bankruptcy. Thousands who work for the airline industry, including pilots and then stewardess, have been made jobless. The health quality tend to decrease as there will be many people with high possibility to get the infection. The hospital also need always to make sure the equipment is enough to face any possibility in the future. Not only that, actually there are also side health effects that can cause from this pandemic. WHO report said many people are distressed and mental illness will tend to increase by the immediate health impact and the consequences from the physical isolation.
So as you guys know, we still haven't found a vaccine for COVID-19. But there is a medication, an antiviral drug that the scientists has been using to help the infected person. So, it is called as remdesivir. So remdesivir is a vaccine, so it cannot prevent COVID-19, but it helps to slow down the virus when the virus is spreading inside our body. How? Let's see how it does together. So they first need to gain entry into a healthy cell. So the coronavirus, like the one that causes COVID-19, they have a shell of spiky proteins that allow them to bind to the cells, as you can see at the GIF. Step 2 is the virus will release a genetic code. So when the virus fuses with the cells, once it is inside, it releases a strand of RNA, like a blueprint, you might say. The RNA is a string of genetic code that has instruction to make exact copies of the virus. So step 3. Step 3 is when the genetic code converts to protein. The tiny particles in the host cell, called ribosomes, are equipped to read genetic materials. When the virus's RNA passes through the ribosome produces viral proteins. Step 4, the proteins make copies. So the remdesivir will block the replication. So when that happens, the virus will slow down. Hampered by the drug, the entire replication process will slow down. This means that fewer viruses are assembled. Defective viruses with partial RNA cannot replicate in other cells, so it fasten the recovery process of the infected person. So there are a lot of preventive measures you can take to avoid yourself from getting the virus. One of them is social distancing. So social distancing is basically you distancing yourself from other people at least 1 meter from each other. And next is wearing a mask, especially when you're sick. You have to wear a mask, the surgery mask. And then is always wash your hands with soap thoroughly so that the virus will die. And if you don't have water and soap, because we can't carry a seat everywhere, use hand sanitizer and always disinfect the things that brought from shops. So lastly is how do we prevent this COVID-19 from coming again in the future? So one of the things are actually we have to combat it from the source. So it initially came from an animal because people were trading wildlife, and they're not trading to make them as pets, but they are actually eating them. And this should be banned immediately and effectively after this, because not just it is unhealthy, but it causes disease, and it's very cruel to eat wildlife animals. So another thing that we can do is that I think that especially when the virus came in Malaysia early March, we did not make a quick action. So next time if the virus comes again, we should take quick actions, social distancing, avoid mass gathering, wear masks, and if you feel unwell, go to the clinics or to the hospitals to do a medical checkup. And I think the government should stop all travels, especially from other countries, to contain and to avoid the virus from spreading. Thanks for watching. Bye.